Hello and welcome back to the Cars Ireland YouTube channel and the return of the much requested twin test and the even more requested return of Anthony.
Yeah, that one comment, I think that might have been my mum.
Thanks, Mum.
I'm back.
So the two cars that we're going to compare today are two of the most desirable and I would say talked about new entrants to the electric market. In the indigo grey corner, being driven by me, is the new BYD Seal, a super sleek saloon from Chinese manufacturer BYD, or Build Your Dreams as they are sometimes known. We'll get back to that later, but that's what I've brought. What have you got?
Well, I've brought the latest offering from Volkswagen and their latest in the EV range. First we had the ID3, ID4, ID5, and naturally, of course, this is the ID7.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, there's a 6 in China, it's fine.
Thank God, because that would have driven me insane.
This one is in glacier white with the dual tone black on the top, and I think it does need that because it is a big boy.
It is big.
Yeah, I've christened it Moby Dick because it's the big white whale.
Moby Dick.
Yeah, it's a big car.
Okay, so how are we going to do this?
I think we need to get the ownership proposition out of the way first. So what are the most important things we need to know?
So obviously price, and then for EVs, range, I guess. So I have a few qualifiers, so I'll start with this
Go.
one. So the BYD Seal starts at €44,000, and that is for the design model, which comes with an 82.5 kilowatt hour battery, capable of up to 570 kilometers. This, however, is the Excellence high performance model, which has the same battery but comes with a dual motor, making it capable of 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.8 seconds, which is helpfully emblazoned on the back.
Yeah, that is weird.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Power output of 530 HP, but the slight payoff is that there's a reduction in range to 520 kilometers, but still pretty impressive, and a price increase to around the 50k mark. So,
Okay.
Now you go.
Now I don't have quite as many qualifiers, thankfully. I'm still rusty at this, so I'll figure it out, don't worry. We have one offer at the moment. It has a 77 kilowatt hour battery, a price of €56,000 starting, after grants of course, and a range of up to 615 kilometers in ideal situations. How likely that is another question.
To be decided.
Yes, to be decided. We'll discuss that later.
Okay, so I think we now need to talk size, space, general dimensions, because that looks an awful lot longer than this one.
It really
bigger.
does, but you've informed me otherwise.
I did. I got my measuring tape out earlier, and it's actually only 16 centimeters longer, 8 centimeters taller, but the BYD Seal is marginally wider, believe it or not.
I don't believe it. It visually does not look like that at all. This looks like a monster beside it.
It does, but I think we need to check inside the cabin, because sometimes cars can be very big on the outside and then somehow it doesn't translate to inside
Yes.
the cabin. So I was going to suggest that we start with the boot, but then I remembered we're in electric cars, so let's see if we've got any space under the bonnet. I'm always a little bit confused about what to call these, because some people say frunk, but I find trunk very American. I say boot, so I'm going to call it a fruit.
You're a fruit, okay.
So I do have a fruit, and it is
Ooh.
53 litres, so enough to carry 2 sets of charging cables easily, and I don't know what else you'd put in there. Maybe a takeaway on the way home to stop it stinking out your car, but some
That's
handy,
an option.
It is, handy extra storage.
Well, welcome to my frunky town, and I'm going to disappoint you because I just have my electric bits and bobs. And I don't even have struts like you do. It's manual.
No fruit.
Yeah, and it's heavy. You might stick a few golf balls in there if you're feeling frisky.
Don't think that's recommended.
But no, I am fruitless.
Okay, disappointing. Okay.
But I do have a very big boot. Shall I show you?
Yes.
Was that right?
Go on, show me your boot.
Right, well it may look like a saloon, but it is actually a hatchback. So maybe a fastback, more traditionally speaking. And we get an electric one as well.
Naturally.
532 litres, that is hard for me to say. With the seats up, with the seats down, over 1500 litres of space. And a little false floor too for your wires.
That's absolutely huge.
I know, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me yours.
I'm jealous. Okay.
Let's see what you're dealing with.
Okay, so BYD, nice little electric opening also. Unfortunately, it doesn't open like a hatchback. It is a strict saloon, so not good news for dog owners. Makes it a little bit less practical. The volume itself is a respectable 400 litres. It is, as you can see, a little bit, what would you call that, shallow. The space is there, but it's not that accessible.
Yeah, it's tricky access there. That's not a great opening.
It is, so I will have to wholeheartedly give that one to the ID7. I do value my boot space. You're walking away with that one.
Yes. Can I see your back seats then?
You can. Okay, so welcome to the back seat of the BYD Seal.
This is nice. This is really nice. I have a
Yeah.
lot of space.
Yeah, I was quite surprised as well. So the back seat being basically the most important thing to me since I became a parent. How far away from them can you be in the set, but still be in the same vehicle?
Well, they can poke you in the head through here.
Only joking, safety and all that.
You love your kids, I know.
As you can see, 2 Isofix anchors for child seats. Lots of legroom, which does make it a good option for those who practice rear facing or extended rear facing, which I believe you're in that gang with me.
Oh, big time, yeah.
So
Safety
it does
first.
need a little bit of extra legroom, and this is more than capable. Another great feature, as you'll see, is there's no hump in the middle of the floor there, being electric, which makes things infinitely more comfortable for a middle seat passenger. Would you like to try it out?
Okay, if I must.
Now, how are you?
Infinitely more comfortable for shorter people. My head is hitting off here somewhere.
Okay, so we've got the roof impeding a
Yeah.
little. What height are you?
6 foot.
Okay.
Maybe
It would be
7.
interesting to compare in the other one now, but generally it's finished quite nice. It's spacious. You've got some nice comfort features there. If you look in front, you've got some backseat pockets,
Hand warmers.
hand warmers, whatever you want to use them for, and then your all important charging ports. If you press that button in the centre there, you know what I love about this?
I know.
You've got one of each.
Yes, USB and USB-C.
Exactly. So you've got one for granny and one for the kids. Everybody's happy.
Ideal.
And if you would like to pull down that centre armrest there, you'll see 2 nice little cup holders.
Okay. Oh, very
Okay,
nice.
in terms of the finish, I don't know what you'd call this. I don't believe it's ever been a cow. It's a pleather-esque material.
Yes, it feels like it.
But it's squishy and soft and it's wiped clean, so I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, it's very squishy. Very squishy and comfortable. This is better than I thought it would be. This is good. Yeah.
Okay, shall we check out yours?
Yeah, mine's way better again.
I'll be the judge of that.
So, back seats of the ID7, what do you think? It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is. This is very spacious. I have like tons of leg room. It's
Those 16 centimetres are coming
you
to
really
fruition.
see those
Yeah,
16
they really
centimetres
help
back here and in the boots, in
Yes.
fairness. The seats are really comfortable, like that's proper supportive bolstered seat. I'd say these seats are as comfortable as the front seats.
Yes, the front seats are great. And this is the microfiber, micro
nice,
fleece,
isn't
I think
it?
maybe that might be
Yeah.
called. Really nice.
That's a nice touch. It's a lovely finish. I'm liking the little blue strips.
Yeah.
You've got
Quality is really good too.
It's very good. You've got a nice flat floor as well, I can see.
Yeah, ideal. And we even have heated seats.
Heated
back here.
seats,
Yeah,
shut the front door.
You didn't have them.
Oh, I didn't even have windows that could roll down in my family car as a kid, never mind heated seats.
Yeah, this is a different level of luxury for kids nowadays.
Um,
2 USB-C as well underneath.
Okay,
Not
very
the old
good.
school.
Won't cater for my charging cable, but
Mine
okay.
neither.
You've got your backseat pockets as well. Oh look,
Yep.
they also do the split thing. Must be a thing now, the
Yeah.
double. It's obviously for phones or warming your hands. This is really nice.
Do you want to try the middle?
Okay. Yeah, no, well, there was
That
never going to be any headroom issues for me, but absolutely no headroom issues. It's spacious. There is a marked difference in quality back here, I will give
It
it
is
to
a
it.
higher quality thing.
Higher quality and a little bit bigger, so I would have to give back seat to the ID7.
I will make the point my head almost scrapes the top, much like the Seal, but it's fine.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Depends on the hairdo that day.
Yeah, not today. It's too windy.
Okay, great. Time to move on to the front.
Right, now welcome to the ID7 up front. And once again, space is an impressive feature of this car, is it not?
It's really spacious and it's really nice. Again, very nicely finished, extremely comfortable seats.
Yeah,
The
these are really good
bolstering on
seats.
these is incredible. The material's lovely. Everything feels very nice to touch. A moment for the door also because, first of all, these things weigh 2 ton.
It's
But
quality.
like,
It's quality.
what about this for a thud?
See, that's
That's
the sound of quality.
That's the sound of
Do you
quality.
like the handle?
I love this cute little handle. It's such a stark contrast because it's like pop, and then it's like yes.
It's a sleek piece of work, isn't it?
I love it.
Now, in the interest of full disclosure,
Okay.
because, you know, that's what we're doing here, we're being honest. I did say it starts at 56.5.
Mm-hmm.
The model we have today is closer to 63.5.
Okay, you kept that quiet.
Yeah, so there are options that you do have to pay for, naturally enough.
Okay.
So like the alloys on the outside are 20-inch, they're €600. A heat pump is €1,200. So that does help you in cold weather with range and things, and it is a bit stingy to have to charge for that.
Minus standard.
Yeah, see. Not ideal. But otherwise it's pretty good in here. You do pay for the panoramic sunroof as well. There are more options for the interior.
Okay, it's nicely finished though, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's nicely specced.
It's high quality piece in here. Now, the party piece maybe is the screen.
That's
15
huge.
inches.
Yes.
What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's nice, but how does it work?
It works well for the most part. The only thing that I don't like is that the climate control, naturally enough, is all built into the screen. And it is an improvement on previous Volkswagen products, the screen and how it works, because you keep this bar down the bottom with your air conditioning always in the same spot. So when you go like that, it still remains down here. You still have the haptic feedback down the bottom, which works okay, and you get used to this stuff. I know it's irritating at the start, but it's the kind of thing you do get used to, and it's fine in the long run, but just a bit fiddly at the start.
Have they fixed this volume slider?
Yeah, like it's not bad.
Yeah,
It's not
okay,
bad.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
an
yeah.
improvement. I remember the ID whatever you had one time, and it was tricky down there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely did have some teething problems, so it's good to know that it's been ironed out. What about your connectivity, wireless CarPlay?
Wireless CarPlay, wireless charging. We have USB-C ports down the front.
Does the wireless CarPlay work?
I don't know. Yes. I have no idea. I haven't checked it. I'm an Android person.
Oh, sorry, does that work?
I don't know either because
Okay.
I've not checked that.
Okay,
Moving on.
scratch that.
Yeah, but the screen is very high quality. Lots of different bits and bobs on it. But now the bit I really liked was in the seats.
Yeah.
You have heated, cooled. You have like options around venting, half hot, half cold. But
What?
we also have massage
Oh,
seats.
nice.
Would you like a try? On the both front seats.
Yes, I would.
So what would you like? Would you like waves back? Would you like waves shoulder? Circles? Upstrokes? Tapping? Relaxation?
Okay, I'm curious. Let's go tapping.
Tapping, okay, you go tapping.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Oh, look at that. That is nice.
Is that nice?
That is nice. Okay, that's luxury.
Is it worth it?
Is it an option?
It is an option. As far as I can tell, it is. It's tricky to work these things out. But I'm not a huge fan of massage seats in most cars. This is
No.
actually pretty good.
That's nice and gentle. I do agree. Sometimes it's a full-on assault. Sometimes it just starts out of nowhere and it's like, what?
Yeah, but the seats are really good. They're really comfortable.
Yeah.
I did a lot of long journeys in this already, and they are just spot on, these seats.
That's good. That's good
Yeah.
to know.
You also have like ambient lighting options. We have a head-up display with augmented reality, apparently.
Okay.
Not sure what reality that is. Maybe 1980s Nintendos. But it does its
For
job.
something
It's
that's
nice.
projected onto a windscreen.
Yeah, it works well. You have a nice little screen down here. They don't have a proper, what's the word? Dashboard.
Yeah,
really
I
small,
love that
old school.
actually.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really nice, and because you don't want too much going on. You've got your big massive screen here. That's just enough info, I would feel, especially with the head-up
Yes,
display.
and the gear selector is the traditional Volkswagen one now on the EV stuff, the
Okay.
rotation. The wipers, though, are not on the stalks. You don't flick it up and down for the wipers. You have a little button here and then a rolly thing there as well, which is a bit tricky. I did find
yeah.
myself pushing the rotation device to indicate or whatnot, or do the wipers, and it didn't work.
Yes. I get a bit upset when they change those very fundamental controls
Yeah.
as well, which
We'll show me
I've got an
later.
issue in mine as well.
Again, you've probably used these haptic feedback panels.
Yeah,
Not great.
no.
You end up pressing the stuff. They really need
Like,
to.
are they buttons? Are they not? Like,
They're
just
not.
make
They're
them-
not anything. They just
Yeah.
need buttons again, which I
Yeah.
think they're doing on. Is it the new Golf or GTI or something? But they need to.
Back to buttons.
Yeah, they need to rethink that
Some
one.
things don't need to be changed. Storage looks pretty good. I brought my Stanley,
Yeah,
fake Stanley,
Not
to do the
bad.
test, and it passes that test.
passes it, and that's a
And
big.
then
yeah,
I actually really like this whole kind of
the ceiling.
yes
System.
That's nice.
That is nice and clean.
Yeah,
There's not a lot going on. It's not that fussy up here.
it's simple,
It's very
but
simple.
effective.
And we have a big storage bin here in the middle, huge.
Oh, nice! And you've got a
Yeah.
little floating
Yeah.
cup there. It's very nice.
Isn't it?
you want to see mine?
Yes, please.
Okay, so welcome to the cabin of the BYD Seal, which is also very nicely appointed, I'm sure you'll agree.
I'll agree it's nicely appointed. It's just not quite Volkswagen standard.
It's good though.
It is good, yeah.
It's sleek.
Yeah.
It's decent bit of space, nicely finished. Seats are comfy, not quite as bolstered as yours,
No.
I'll give you that, but they are heated and ventilated.
Nice today.
And I'm just going to start with the party piece, which is, hi BYD, rotate the screen.
Okay, rotating the screen.
Okay, I think we'll just quit now. I win. That's
It's
it.
so simple but so entertaining
It's
at the
so
same time.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is the little things.
What's your preference? Portrait or landscape?
I think portrait.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something to do with how. Yeah, I prefer it that way.
Okay.
But it's nice to have the option.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, fair enough.
As far as the infotainment system itself goes, it's really good. I really like this. It's simple. It doesn't have wireless CarPlay, but I don't actually mind because its own operating system is so good to use, and the Bluetooth connection is flawless. So every time I don't need to worry about. I know that as soon as I get into this car with my phone that's already been paired, it's going to repair, it's going to restart whatever podcast or music I was listening to, and it's just so seamless. And I think it being so good has actually highlighted how rare that is.
That you've made a point of it.
It's set a new standard for me in that regard. But yeah, the other features you've got, it's a really nice layout as well. Very easy to use for anyone who's screen literate already. Now this would scare the life out of like my dad, who's just getting to grips with WhatsApp, but I reckon anybody in the market for an EV of this caliber is probably going to be pretty computer literate anyway.
Kind of thing.
I think so. You can change the theme, change the colour up, all of that. Yeah, I really like it.
I wouldn't say it's quite on the Volkswagen level of high def and like detail, but it's still quite nice.
But I mean, yeah, user friendliness. I'm choosing this.
Again, your climate control, all mounted in the screen
all
as well
mounted
as mine.
in the screen. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, this is where people can get a bit ticked off because it can be a little bit convoluted.
Yeah.
So you've got steering wheel heated. It's all controlled via the screen. Even your rear windshield and side mirror. Sometimes things like that I think are better off as a physical control, because let's face it, you don't want to be fiddling around and trying to find this.
It is overkill, but it's what we're living with now.
It is, and to be honest, as with all of these operating systems, there's just a bit of learning to be done before you go out on the open road. You don't want to be figuring out how to do this stuff.
No, even your vents are the same as mine, where you're directing them on screen. Which is
choosing the angle of your air direction. It's all very customizable.
What I find with this is you just go auto and sort of let it decide.
Yes, it's always good to let the machines decide.
Yeah.
You're the
Terminator
reason AI is going to take over. In terms of storage, it's pretty good. Probably not as many cubby holes. You've got one under here. I can confirm these cup holders do fit a Stanley, which has gone missing.
Yes,
take my word for it.
flask.
Wireless phone charging pads, really good location for those. I'd like to draw your attention to another party piece, which is this little crystal gear shifter.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Not a huge fan. It's fine, but like wouldn't be to my taste.
I really like it. I think it's subtle. I don't think it's too naff. I think it's done much better than BMW attempted there a few years ago. It's not too bling, but it is a nice little touch. You've got some physical controls down here, like your little volume scroll. And then obviously your gear selection, your park and your stop and start. In terms of spec, it's quite generously equipped. Even on the design model, which is the entry-level model, you get this big fancy rotating screen as standard, heat pump as standard, sunroof as standard.
Okay.
You've got dual zone aircon and a really good 360 degree parking system. Let's pop that up actually, because it's worth looking at. Like, I don't really know how. It's getting harder and harder to live without this stuff.
Yeah, the Volkswagen has it too, and I find myself, I don't always use cameras, but I've needed it with that big boy.
That is a long boy. Same as that. It's just, but you can become reliant on them for sure. Especially that bird's eye view is incredible.
Yeah, that's handy.
Parallel parking, no longer a fear.
We might test that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Should we see how they drive? You want to go for a drive?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so the BYD Seal is powered, as I mentioned earlier, by an 82.5 kilowatt hour blade battery.
Blade.
A Blade battery. So a Blade battery is one made with lithium phosphate, and apparently it's one of the safer types of EV battery. Now,
Okay.
I want to be careful here because I don't want to perpetuate the myth that EVs are exploding left, right and centre, because statistically EV fires are really unlikely.
Okay.
They're even less likely in a
this-
BYD.
With a Blade. Okay, fair enough.
So moving on. As for what it's actually like to drive, like most cars with 500 plus horsepower, it's a lot of fun. Like, I mean, this thing
It
is
goes, yeah.
super quick. And as mentioned earlier and emblazoned on the back, it can do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.8 seconds.
Don't know how I feel about that. It's weird just putting it on the back.
But it's very weird.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cringe, but it's less cringe than the BYD that used to be there to build your dreams.
Oh, yes.
Now, I did get to experience that on the way down here. Oh, sorry. This is just. I have to mention this before I forget. The indicator's on the wrong side, and I'm finding it so hard to get used to.
Wipers on every time?
So if you want to know if I'm turning, if you see me in a BYD and you want to know if I'm turning, my wipers will be on.
Yeah, that's good. You get used to it. though,
You do.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
fairness, and like it's easier when you're making a right turn. But that is one little kind of slight difference. But as I was saying, I did experience the 0 to 100 rush on the way here, just past the toll bridge, which is basically the only place that you get
you
to
can
experience
really commit
that.
to it. Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. And look, yes, it's 530 horsepower. It's great to know what it's capable of, but to be honest, what I'm more impressed by is just its general road manners. It's a really easy
It's
car
not-
to drive. So despite the insane performance it's capable of, it does the driving Miss Daisy stuff really well as well. It's very comfortable.
Yeah, rides well. I was expecting a bit more fidgetiness.
Yeah, it's
but
damped
it's
really
pretty
well.
good,
The
yeah.
steering's really well weighted, and then that power uptake is just really smooth. So to be honest, for that reason, I'm not sure that I would be bothered going for the excellence at all. I think I'd almost rather the extra
Really?
50 kilometers range that you get in the design model.
Go back to that one.
Because rapid acceleration, it's a lot of fun. It was probably exciting, especially when Teslas came out.
Yes.
But it's, in your day to day, it's not a huge.
No,
just
it's
not a
something you
huge
do
selling
once
point
and
for
it's like,
me.
oh, that's cool, and then no.
Pretty much.
Overtakes are nice, but that's it.
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, they're
oh,
nice,
they're nice. So maybe I would like it. I don't know.
It's safer when you can go incredibly fast, incredibly quickly. It's
Well, this
great.
is true.
Yeah.
And then in terms of efficiency, it's doing pretty well from what I can see. I've been averaging around the 17 mark, and that is that's with a lot of motorway driving today. Now, I wasn't going full tilt. I didn't go the full 120. I do find with most EVs,
Oh.
110 is the sweet spot. And sure, look, I wasn't in a rush.
Okay, I'm gonna save my ID7 for a bit of a comment there, but all right.
So yeah, at that, I reckon, like, well, with my math skills works out that it should be capable of like 480 comfortably.
What's that versus quoted up to?
520?
Okay, so not bad.
Not bad.
We do have good weather though, which always helps.
It's warm, you're right. Yeah,
it is warm.
Yes.
For Ireland, it's warm.
But look, I've got a heat pump, so I don't really need to worry about.
I have one too. I just paid for it.
Yeah, but look, this type of car, this type of range, like, I don't imagine you would have to even interact with the public charging network too much to give it a full charge before you go on a long journey, and you're
No.
going to be hard pressed to expend those kilometres.
Yeah, it's comfortable
even in the
as well.
longest of road journeys in Ireland. And yes, look, the charging network is a story for another day.
It's a very nice package, isn't it? For someone that's, I know they've been building cars a while and whatnot, but for them to come in here and make such a statement so quickly is impressive.
Exactly, and they're everywhere.
They are very popular already. That's hard done in Ireland, and it's done so well.
Definitely. Yeah, we can be shy to take a punt, especially on a kind of an unknown.
Yeah, they're
BYD
proving now.
appear to have
It's going
done
to be
it.
interesting.
Okay, shall we see what the ID7 has to offer on the road?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So driving the ID7, what do you reckon? It's quite nice, isn't it?
It is very smooth.
Yeah. So
As
just
a
some
passenger, I'm enjoying it.
You are? Good. So I'm just going to get some housekeeping out of the way first, because as I said, there is only one model at the minute, but in future there will be a longer range one with a bigger battery and a full fat performance 4-wheel drive high horsepower GTX. So I know we're not comparing like with like, but I would just like to put that out there.
Okay, I actually have an important question for you because I did notice that it's not written on the back of the car, but what is the 0 to 100 time?
We don't all have to overtly put that out there like some sort of weirdo in a seal. It's a 0 to 106.5 seconds and about 286 horsepower.
Okay, not bad.
So a lot more serene and refined in comparison to your performance beast back there.
Could say that.
Yeah, now it has been about 2 years since I've driven an EV or lived with an EV. And the
Interesting.
first thing that came to my mind when I got into this was how impressed I was with the efficiency.
Yeah.
Really good. It's such an improvement over the previous stuff that I used to drive, beyond Tesla obviously. But this is getting about 17, 18 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So in my quick maths in my head, that's about the 450 mark for range.
That is good.
That is not, that is
And that,
livable.
like you said, that has really come on because I remember driving the e-Golf and it was averaging 20. That's a much smaller car.
Even 22s and stuff you'd see
Yeah.
very easily. So this is just really efficient, really well done by Volkswagen.
How do you find the general road manners?
Pretty good. Like, this is really comfortable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
It's
is.
incredibly quiet, incredibly refined. Like, this is just a serene experience. Very comfortable. Definitely more comfortable than the Seal.
It's a little bit less fidgety.
Yeah, it just cruises along very quietly. Now I think
Dealing
this-
with these roads in particular very well.
Yeah, like I think some of that is there is extra sound insulation on the glass and stuff here, so it is very quiet.
The 2-ton doors are probably
The
helping.
doors help, and just the general build quality makes this a very refined cruiser. It is just very comfortable. It is on 20-inch alloys, so over really coarse surfaces, road noise does kick in. We're not on that now, thankfully, but
No.
when it is that real pocked surface, is that the right word? You really notice it. It just gets quite loud in here, but not a big deal.
Any driver assisting features?
Oh, endless amounts of them. It'll correct you in your lane.
EVs love to tell you what to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. There's so many, which makes it really safe. It's a 5-star NCAP rating, very safe car, not an issue for it. Now that motor is very impressive. I really like it. It's not quite got that EV thing of like dumping all the power on you all at once. It's way smoother than I remember. Much more relaxed experience. It's got a bit more of a gradual build. We don't get that real EV kick. There's much more gradual, much more build, much more foreplay, if you will. You know what I mean? It's a way more
I
relaxed
do
experience.
know what you mean, yes.
It's much more natural in its delivery of its power.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
the
I
high
do.
performance stuff with 4-wheel drive will be a bit more full on. This is good.
Would you say this is the best EV you've ever driven?
Oh, it might be. I'm really liking this. It's got a lot of positives, not a lot of negatives, really. It's a very impressive package.
Okay, so the big question is, where is your 50 to 60k going?
I know it sounds like it's going here, but I still think I would lean towards the ID7. It's got a bit more of a premium feel to it. I know the price is a bit higher, but it does represent that price. It's a really quality piece of kit. Living with it day to day is special, and it is a very nice car. It really grows on you.
Okay.
What about you? Where's your money going?
Well, I'm sticking with my Seal,
Are
and not
you?
only
Okay.
that, I'm getting changed from my 50k because I'm
Yes.
going for the design model.
Okay.
And yeah, I would absolutely be happy to live with this car.
I 100% respect that decision. It's very impressive. Just not as impressive as my killer whale, which will eat your seal.
We're back to the marine theme again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. We hope you found this helpful. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which one would you have? If you're in the market for either of these cars or any other car for that matter, you'll find thousands of new and used models to choose from on CarsIreland.ie. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, all that stuff also.